Hey Saggy, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad to be back with you guys this week. And you know what? It makes me feel so good because last week was kind of rough. It was a twin flame reading, and masculine was kind of coming into the awareness through some really hard experiences that, yes, he's definitely in a twin flame. And he had to hear some hard truths in the reading last week. And this week they kind of want to explain that and make masculine feel better, make masculine feel like, okay, like I thought I was doing everything wrong, but you're not. And they want to explain some of the things you're going through. And now they're having me read for a group of divine masculines and the twin flame collective who are having trouble. It's like a lot of readers are giving the basics and you're not understanding how to navigate the details. So we're going to get into that a little bit today. I don't know where it's going to go. That's just what the channel message was that just came through. We will see where they lead us. So last week was kind of you coming into the awareness that you've got some things to work on. And that's okay, masculine. I'm talking to a twin flame, masculine, Sagittarius energy. It's okay that you aren't up to par and you've got work to do. So does feminine. And feminine's been doing the work. And feminine's been doing the work in ways that you have not been seeing. You've been kind of misinterpreting what you think she is doing based on your past experiences. And it's nothing like that. And when you two get together and share these stories, it is going to be so comical for both of you to realize, like, wait a minute, you were doing that, and at that time, at that, at that particular, in 2025, in January of 2025, you were doing that, and I thought you were doing this, and you were doing this, and I thought you were doing that, and both of you were literally doing the same thing the entire time. It's just like, it feels like the painful cycles, the karmic painful cycles that you both chose to rally through together here on planet Earth seem to be mirroring each other, just in a little bit of a different time frame. But for a large chunk of time, you both have been in the same type of quarantine and incubator for like the last 3 years. Things have changed in the last 3 years for masculine. And what's happening, I'm getting told through channeled message here. This is masculine saying this. I love my feminine. I love her so much it fucking hurts. She breaks my heart every day and she doesn't even realize it. Her lack of attention towards me makes me feel like I'm never going to be chosen. I never felt chosen in her life. I always felt like I took second seat to someone else. And now that she's giving me no attention, now that she doesn't argue with me, I feel like she's let me go for good. And now here I am all these years later, still wanting her. All these years later, still craving her. And I just can't seem to satisfy that itch no matter how hard I try. I've tried to move on, believe me. I've tried to be strong for myself. I've tried to prove that I could get over her in a flat second. And the only thing I've proven to myself is that I've dug myself in a worse hole than I was in before I met her. And now I'm realizing that it was me digging the hole all along. And now it's me realizing that my lack of understanding of her, because I misunderstand myself, has caused me to lose the greatest thing in my life. I want her back and I don't know how to do it. I want her back. And I just wish she could feel what I'm feeling for 5 seconds and know that my heart is with her. And that I would give up every other relationship imaginable if she would just come towards me. If she would just open up and come and say, I'd like to try this again, I would drop everything to be with her. That is the masculine energy I'm reading for. That is the energy you're in where you it's not desperate. It is the wide eye open realization that this is your twin. The same soul and a different body mirroring each other. and together you feel better. Masculine, you are having 5D visions of what you two are going to be in the future. So when you are getting confused, I can't remember. I did this with another twin flame reading this week that I just did earlier, and I can't remember which sign it was, but it doesn't matter. I'm hearing a lot of this is kind of happening in cycles, and these readings are really based on seasons of when things are going to happen opposed to the actual signs. So Saggy, your birthday, and I'm talking to December birthdays, your birthday is going to be a triple celebration is what I heard. I'm talking to a December Saggy birthday who has a twin flame who is going to surprisingly get married in December of this year. It feels like 12/28 may be significant. It's like a few days after Christmas, and it's the gift, and I'm hearing it's the gift that keeps on giving. Like there's a strong union in the fall season with your feminine that leads to an explosive, passionate, I've got to marry this woman now. I've got to lock her in. And they're tapping my left calf, and now it is so intense how fast this happens. And you guys don't want to wait another second. It's like she's saying, I need your last name. And you're saying, take my last name. Like now, let's do it today. Let's elope. Let's just go. It's that type of energy. And you both agree that you can wait a couple months. And you two are living in a honeymoon period for 2 months before you even get to your wedding. I'm gonna cry. You two are living in your honeymoon period before you even get married. And it's like you guys have the most beautiful vows I have ever heard. It's you have everyone in the audience bawling. I just saw an angel orb. You have everyone bawling. So they want you to know, masculine, this year is the year you get hit hard. Like everything, you're someone, masculine, who likes to have control. And when you're in control, you feel confident. This year, you are going to find every area and facet of control that you have spent decades trying to master are going to unravel right in front of you and right in front of your feminine. And you are going to find during this, when you have this unraveling and you lose everything and everything falls apart, you're going to have this saving grace of a feminine right there who still seems to treat you and love you like she did when you had the things that you valued as important as a person. Because you're at that point when you've lost everything and this feminine is still loving you, you're going to realize it was never about the things the way you thought. You thought you had to keep up with the Joneses. You thought you had to have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P in place before a relationship could be successful. And you thought you had to spend all this time alone. I'm sorry, I don't even need cards. You thought you had to spend all this time alone trying to figure that all out before you can make a move, just to have everything you've been working for to make that move be taken from you. And you've been working on this for a year and a half. You have been trying to better yourself and make your move for your feminine for a year and a half. You've been trying to make it known that you want to be with feminine. And feminine just seems like she's not really getting it. Well, that's because feminine has her own host of growth and issues she's going through. It's not a rejection on you. It's that she's learning to love herself so that when you're ready to come towards her masculine, she is already ready for you, and there's not that oil and water. It is water and water. It is love and love. It is emotion and emotion meeting passion and passion, meeting stability and stability, meeting safety and safety. Sorry, my son opened the door to let my puppy in. So what's happening right now is you masculine are basically going through your dark night of the soul, which is going to last for at least 7 to 8 months of this year. Starting, it's been happening for the past 6 months, but it's like this year hits you really hard. At the same time, it hits feminine really softly. Let's just say it hits you hard, hits her soft, in the regards as you're hitting rock bottom where she's rising to the top. And this is where you realize the love she has for you. Because before, when she was at rock bottom and you were at your version of top, which really wasn't the top at all because it's way up here, when you were at your ceiling, your cap of top, you were not giving her any attention. You were not giving her the time of day. You weren't focusing. You were making fun of her, judging her, being this nasty, low vibrational person. That is what your karma was. Now here she is rising all the way to the top, basically out of the screen, and you're down here out of the screen at the bottom. You see what I mean? There's such a big gap, and she's able to turn and look at you with compassion, understanding what it feels like to be in that bottom pit, to feel the lowest of the low, to look down on, to be the pariah, to be the pain that you are feeling at that time. And guess what she does? She literally meets you right here and says, I understand what you're going through. And here is a friend. Right here. Here is a lover. Here is a friend. And she meets you here. And she dabbles in a relationship with you in the friendship phase for at least 3 to 4 months. Okay. And then all of a sudden, you have the worst experience of your life. And the first person you call is feminine. She's the first person there before your family, before your friends who are your so-called best friends. She's the first person there during this detrimental experience. And she's the one that runs the fucking show. And I'm hearing doctors are involved. She's the one that runs the fucking show and advocates for you and stands up to a group of doctors on your behalf because she went through the same thing in her spiritual awakening that you're going through. And she isn't going to allow them to mistreat you the way that she was mistreated, based on something, honestly, that you created and did to her, and she forgave you any fucking way. For the worst experience of her life. You gave feminine the worst day of her life, the worst year of her life, and she still fucking loved you, and loved you enough to drop from her horizon, from her high horse up here that she fucking deserves, to come back down here to see what she can do to help you. Do you understand? She's literally putting her happiness on hold. This amount, this high vibration she started living, she chose to stay here to be the example for you so that you could raise to meet her here and you can go this far together. It wasn't, it was like here you were, then she fell and you made fun of her. You never went down there to meet her, right? And you never made it to the top. But now all of a sudden she's way up here and you're hitting down here. And instead of her just continuing to rise, 333 in the clock, she decides to wait and stays here to be your example, to help you make it to this point so that you two can get to the point of marriage, union, and then move up the ladder together. She's literally giving you half of her heart, half of her resources, half of her time, half of her everything. And that's how you're going to know that she loves you, because there's nobody on the planet who has ever given up their happiness, their comfort, their security, their safety, their money in order to help someone else without any expectation. Feminine is not going to expect you to come into union. Feminine is not going to expect you to be with her, with him, whoever you are, feminine, is not going to expect you to come into union based on her help. She's genuinely helping you because she has compassion for your experience and what you're going through, because she went through that pain alone. And she didn't want you to go through it alone. And it is in that experience that you realize that she is the one for you. It literally took you hitting the worst rock bottom of this lifetime to realize who was in your corner, who's on your side. Guess who showed up? Feminine. Not family, not friends, not other lovers, not anybody. Feminine is the only one. After what you've done, whatever it is you've done, feminine is the only one who still saw value in you. And that is how you end up chasing her and winning her heart again through a friendship, because she helps you out of the worst times. And then all of a sudden you want to be there to kind of make up for it. And then you kind of making up for it, you two bond this friendship and start having a lot of fun together. And in that fun, things happen. Feminine seeing other men, other women, whoever, seeing other people, okay, other soulmate connections. Because feminine's not down here in the karmic. She's up here in soulmate and high vibrational, barely anybody soulmate connections up here. All right. And she chose to stay here to fucking help you. So it's like what you two do together is something really special and profound. And what they're telling me is you two made an agreement before you came into your physical bodies in this lifetime on earth. Feminine said, I will wait for you. So instead of her accepting her greatest gift, she decided to wait here and stay in some stagnant 3D bullshit longer than necessary for about 3 years to wait for you to ascend. That was her agreement. She's met her agreement and she's going to be paid greatly for that. She's done everything she was supposed to help you ascend. She's not expecting anything from you. This will be the first time in your life where someone has come to help you and be by your side and at your aid and your beck and call anytime without anything expected in return. This is not, okay, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. This is, how can I help you? I want to be a blessing. And that is how you realize just how much this person loves you and how much you love them. It's basically you two learning to be in love unconditionally through the slow dance of experiences in life. That was really channeled and I was so fucking tapped in. Oh my gosh. I felt like I wasn't even speaking there. But I know when it's different. There's a different type of... You both are moving towards each other one step at a time, then faster and faster. A hug will let the pain and fear subside. This is what I mean. You two are going to be having this explosive kind of friendship where, you hug somebody. You can hug somebody who's in pain, but when you and your feminine hug, you really hug. There is an exchange of emotion. There's an exchange of a connection and emotional bond that you don't feel with anybody else. Their touch alone ignites something in you that inspires you to be a better person, and vice versa. Okay, he's thinking about you and it tears him apart. He wants to run to you, but it's as if his legs was tied to his past was tied to his legs. So see what I mean? This is why masculine is going through so many losses this year to go way down here. Masculine has to have these physical losses and tower moments in order for him to realize there was never a blockage. The things that he's perceiving as a blockage are not a blockage at all. It's just it's a perception in his mind because of a lack of a communication. All he wants to do right now is hug you. It feels lighter and easier than before, but he is more excited than you are. He would do anything for you and you let him. He admires you, but you don't know yet if you can ever forgive him the abuse of trust. So whatever happened, that's why feminine decided to wait here instead of going high. She doesn't know. If she knew what he would do for her, if she knew what he did completely, she would have just went up here and never looked back. But she's waiting here, and this card talks about it. That's 2 cards about hugs, and that's a hug is an exchange of energy. You two are in each other's energy field, your auras. So that's coming. Masculine's going to approach feminine. He wants to explain everything. He's sorry and he's ashamed of what he's told you. He thought It was the truth when he said it, but it really was a lie. It won't take long until he's ready. That's what I mean. By the end of the year, you're married. December. Don't stop now. It isn't over yet. He's on his way to you. You don't have to do anything. It won't take long. That's 2 cards of it happening fast. And you have blue and green. Blue is communication. Green is regarding hearts, matters of the heart. There's a deep connection between your hearts. Let your love flow and everything's going to be easier. This is what I mean. This is the darkness of masculine feeling like there's too many secrets, too many things in the way. And that's why these series of tower moments are going to happen for him. The circumstances don't matter. Trust that your desire will come to you and it will manifest. No need to worry. Know that your manifestation's already on its way. It's already done. Detach. You are perfect the way you are. Your life is perfect the way it is. Look at how strong you are. Look at how far you've come. You're on the right track. You have so much love within you. Go and share it with the world. Spread it, but don't let anyone touch your heart so quickly. Man, the color in this card is like captivating to me. Oh my God, I'm going to have to stare at that for a while when I get off here. Let's see what your lucky numbers are, significant dates possibly, and signs that are heavy in this reading that you may be dealing with. 8 in Virgo. Taurus 2, 28. Okay, we have 6 in Leo. Aries and 6 again. 3, Aries again. Man, heavy. Pisces. Aries again. My God, heavy Aries. 3. I just heard 38. 2, Taurus. 11, Aquarius. And one more. We have Scorpio and 4. Okay. Someone, your masculine's craving a really deep hug from you, feminine. They miss your sensitive nature. They miss your like kind of quirky, innocent nature. 312 should be significant for someone here. Feminine, if you're not happy with your looks and the way things are going, they want you to start, and I'm talking to an actual female, not just feminine who's a masculine, a male. Feminine, they want you to start playing with your hair ideas. Think about, I'm serious, get your hair done. Feel really good about yourself, 22:55 on the clock, because you're going to be going out on a date with your masculine because he's going to try to explain himself, like emotionally. It's going to be like the first, I feel like 312 is significant. It feels like the first real, yeah. Thank you for the confirmation. It's the first real communication since your big split. 48 and 12 could be significant as well. And actually 4 and 8 is 12. I didn't even realize that. I'm just looking at this and I see 4, 8, and 12. Okay. That's what I have for you, Saggies. I'm glad that they came back and let you know that everything you're going through is normal and you're just getting the heavy end of it because you're ascending faster in a time frame. So you took the more intense experience in a shorter amount of time, where feminine took intense experiences but in a longer period of time. So she had more time to heal and kind of process things and not having to do it with quick decisions like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, life or death situations, where I feel like, honestly, some of you may find yourself in that. Okay. I love you, Saggies. I'll see you on the other side. Peace and love.